Good morning and welcome to your Farm and Home Show. I'm Kristi Shive, and this morning we're visiting with Lynn Blankenship. She's Metcalfe County's Extension Agent for Family and Consumer Sciences. Good morning, Lynn.
Good morning, Kristi. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for being with us, Lynn. Now, today I'm really excited that you're here because you are going to talk to us about how we can stretch our ground beef and other meats. And sometimes we have a certain amount of meat and a larger amount of people that we need to feed. So sometimes we need to make that meat go a little bit longer. So, how can we do that, Lynn?
Yeah, meat prices are up about 10% right now. Everyone knows that we're kind of in a time of inflation. Since most people get most of the beef that they get in their diet comes from ground beef, there are ways that we can stretch that ground beef rather than just having hamburgers. Or if you're having hamburgers, there's things you can add to them to kind of make that 1 pound of ground beef feed more people. If you're thinking about burgers, a great way to stretch for burgers is to make like a mixed beef and black bean burger. So um, you add some black beans in with the ground beef and make your patties, and then you might put some salsa on it instead of ketchup. And so you've got kind of like a Mexican black bean burger, but you've got your beef, but you've stretched it out. And so you're going to get maybe 6 burgers instead of 4 burgers, out of a pound of ground beef if you're going to do that. And also the added benefit of that is that you get fiber in your burger, which normally if you're just having a beef burger, you're probably not going to really get any fiber. There's no fiber certainly in the meat. There might be fiber if you're using a whole wheat bun. But you're going to get a lot of fiber and all of that nutritional benefit from the beans as well. If you're making tacos with a pound of ground beef, lentils are a great thing to add because they also add fiber, but their texture when you cook them, they cook very quickly. And then when you add them to ground beef drained, the texture is very similar to the beef. And when you're adding taco seasoning to it, it's very difficult to even tell that they're in there. So you're adding fiber, you're getting some other vitamins and minerals with the lentils, but you're stretching that ground beef in a way that probably most of your family members are not even going to realize that you did. If you're making meatloaf or burgers or meatballs, you can add obviously some panko breadcrumbs or breadcrumbs. My video's flaking out on me, or quick cook oatmeal, about 1/4 of a cup per pound. That also helps to make that ground beef go a little bit further. And thinking about, using your ground beef, making a meat sauce. You can also add lentils when you're making a meat sauce. Again, that's going to stretch it. You're going to add that to a sauce. And so you're going to be able to feed more people because you're putting that meat sauce over pasta. And so that meat is going to go further. And that's another strategy that you can use.
Lynn, I'm still thinking about that black bean burger with salsa. I think that this is a great way to add variety to our menu because if viewers are like me, I do typically make the same things quite often. And so sometimes we get in that rut. And so this is a great way to save costs, but also add in some variety and switch it up a little bit.
It is. It's fantastic using beans. A lot of people, beans are cheap and they're easy to get. A lot of times people who get commodities will get lentils, bags of lentils and dried beans, and they don't know what to do with them. And this is a fantastic way to put those beans to use, using it to stretch your protein and to make your protein dollars go further. Beans have their own protein as well. So it's just a really, really great ingredient to utilize when you're trying to save money for your grocery budget.
And adding oats is another way that we can add those extra nutrients. Lynn, thank you so much for being with us today. If you are watching and need any meal inspiration or recipe ideas, be sure to give your local extension office a call. Thanks for joining us today on the Farm and Home Show, and we'll see you next time.